You've been told the lie since you were a kid. Dig a hole straight down, and you'll pop out in China. From almost anywhere in America, a straight hole doesn't reach China. It reaches the middle of the Indian Ocean. But the where is the small problem. The real problem is you'd be dead long before you arrived. And yet physics teachers have a beautiful answer for exactly how this fall would go. Down to the second, 42 minutes. That's the number they've taught for half a century. Remember it, it's wrong. So, let's actually take the jump. Feet first, into a hole that goes all the way through. To understand the fall, forget the fire for a minute. Pretend the tunnel is clean, empty, and cool. The moment you step off the edge, gravity grabs you, and you start to fall. Nothing surprising yet. Here's the first strange thing. As you drop, the amount of earth beneath your feet keeps shrinking. All the rock you've already passed stops pulling you down. It's now above you and around you, cancelling out. So gravity doesn't stay constant on this trip. It gets weaker the deeper you go. By the time you reach the very center of the Earth, the pull is coming equally from all directions. Gravity is zero. But zero gravity does not mean you stop. You've spent the whole way down building up speed, and this is where the number gets absurd. At the center, you are moving at your top speed of the trip, 28,000 kilometers per hour, roughly 20 times faster than a rifle bullet. You blast through the center and start going up the other side. But now, everything reverses. Gravity is behind you now, pulling you back, slowing you down at exactly the rate it sped you up. You rise and slow, and rise and slow, until you reach the far opening at a perfect, gentle stop. If a friend didn't grab you, you'd fall straight back in and do the whole thing again. Forever. A human pendulum. So how long does one crossing take? This is the famous answer, and it has a strange twist hidden in it. 42 minutes and 12 seconds. Surface to surface, all the way through the planet. Here's the twist. That 42 minutes doesn't depend on how far you're falling. A tunnel through the center, or a shorter tunnel cutting across from London to New York. Same 42 minutes. Every frictionless tunnel through the Earth takes the same time to fall through. It's a genuinely spooky result. That number, 42 minutes, has been in physics textbooks for about 50 years. Teachers love it because the math is clean. The falling body traces a perfect, simple curve. But that clean answer hides a cheat. It only works if you pretend the Earth is something it isn't. The textbook assumes the whole planet has the same density all the way through, like a solid marble. The real Earth is nothing like that. Its center is crushingly denser than its outer layers. Pack more mass near the center, and gravity down there behaves differently than the marble math predicts. Run the numbers with the Earth's true density, and the fall comes out faster. Not 42 minutes, 38 minutes and 11 seconds. The beautiful textbook answer was off by 4 whole minutes. Now let's put the fire back. Because that clean, cool tunnel, it cannot exist for a single second. Start digging, and the temperature climbs fast. Roughly 25 degrees Celsius for every kilometer down. Just 3 kilometers down, deep mine workers already fight heat that can kill without constant cooling. Below the crust, you hit the mantle. Nearly 3,000 kilometers of dense, semi-molten rock. By the bottom of the mantle, it's around 3,500 degrees. Rock doesn't just melt here, it glows. Then comes the outer core, an ocean of liquid iron and nickel, bigger than Mars. And at the very heart, the inner core. Solid iron, hotter than the mantle, held rigid by unimaginable pressure. Here's the fact that stops people cold. The center of the Earth is about as hot as the surface of the sun. The sun's surface is about 5,500 degrees. Earth's center is right there with it.
So how far does a real falling body actually get?
Not to the mantle. Not close. You'd be cooked by the heat within the first few kilometers before you'd fallen even 1,000th of the way. And even the heat isn't the real wall. The pressure is. At the center, the pressure is over 3 million times the air pressing on you right now. That's the pressure keeping the inner core solid, even though it's hot enough to be a raging liquid. So the honest version of the fall is short and brutal. 2 steps in, and physics stops being beautiful. The elegant 42-minute pendulum only lives in a universe made of chalk and clean assumptions. Now back to that childhood promise. Even in the fantasy tunnel, where would you actually come out? The spot exactly opposite you on the globe is called your antipode. And here's the catch about antipodes. Earth is 71% water, and the continents almost never line up front to back. Only about 15% of land has land waiting on the other side. Dig almost anywhere, and you hit ocean. From the continental United States, the far end is open ocean, thousands of miles from any Chinese coast. If you truly want to dig to China, you'd have to start in Argentina or Chile. That's China's real antipode. The dig to China myth isn't just impossible, it's pointing at the wrong hemisphere entirely. A handful of real spots do line up. Northern Alaska sits opposite Antarctica. Hawaii lines up with a patch of southern Africa. But your backyard, almost certainly, lines up with water. So the tunnel that was supposed to reach China mostly reaches the middle of an empty sea, if it reached anything at all. So the next time someone says, just dig straight down to China, you've got 3 problems for them. It comes out in the ocean, not China. The trip would take 38 minutes, not 42, and you'd be vaporized in the first few kilometers by a planet that is quietly, constantly on fire inside. The beautiful 42-minute fall is real physics. It just describes a planet we don't live on. Our Earth doesn't have a shortcut through the middle. It has 3,000 degrees and a solid iron heart. Turns out the ground under your feet was never a door. It was always a wall. Class dismissed.